Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from introduction, page number 17. When Sanatan Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the Swarupa of every living being, the Lord replied that the Swarupa or constitutional position of the living being is rendering of service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we analyze this statement of Lord Chaitanya's, we can easily see that every living being is constantly engaged in rendering service to another living being. The living being serves other living beings in various capacities. By doing so, a living entity enjoys life. A living being serves other living being in various capacities. By doing so, the living entity enjoys life. The lower animals serve human beings as servants, serves their masters. A serves B, master. B serves C, master. C serves D, master, and so on. Under these circumstances, we can see that one friend serves another friend. The mother serves the son, the wife serves the husband serves the wife, and so on. If we go on searching in the spirit, it will be seen that there is no exception in the society of living beings to the activity of service. The politician presence is manifest for the public to convince them of the capacity for service. The voters therefore give the politician their valuable votes, thinking that he will render valuable service to the society. The shopkeeper serves the customer and the artisan serves the capitalist. The capitalist serves the family and the family serves the state in terms of eternal capacity of the eternal living being. In this way, we can see that no living being is exempt from rendering service to other living beings. Therefore, we can safely conclude that the service is a constant companion of the living being, and that the rendering of service is eternal religion of the living being. Yet, man professes to belong to a particular type of faith with a reference to a particular time and circumstance, and thus claims to be a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or adherent of any other sect. Such designations are non Sanatana Dharma. A Hindu may change his faith to become a Muslim, or a Muslim may change his faith to become a Hindu, or a Christian may change his faith, and so on. But in all circumstances, the change of religious faith does not affect the eternal occupation of rendering service to others. The Hindu, Muslim, or Christian in all circumstances is a servant of someone. Thus, to profess a particular type of faith is not a profess on Sanatan Dharma. The rendering of service is Sanatan Dharma. Actually, we are related to the Supreme Lord in service. The Supreme Lord is a supreme enjoyer, and we, living entities, are his servitors. We are created for his enjoyment. And if we participate in that eternal enjoyment with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we become happy. We cannot become happy otherwise. It is not possible to be happy independently. Just as no one part of the body can be happy without cooperating with the stomach. It is not possible for the living entity to be happy without rendering transcendental loving service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् पञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनदारिणम् हरे कृष्ण Sanatan Goswami is asking Lord Chaitanya, what is the what is the constitution What is the swarupa of every living being? Hare Krishna. Constitution, the constitutional position. The constitutional position of the living entity is to serve. That means the living entity will serve for some time and then he will realize that he's superior and then later on he will not serve. What's happening? If that is the case, that is not Sanatana. That means that is not eternal. Constitutional position means the natural state of the soul. That is what Sanatana Goswami is asking Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, the constitutional position is the service. Dear devotees, let's say you have a child who is born. You're very happy seeing the child. The happiness, do we feel happy by taking advantage of them? Or do we feel happy by serving them? Do we take advantage of the child? Or do we take advantage of our wife? Do we take advantage of our husband? In the natural state, they don't do that. If a person is taking advantage of the other person, he doesn't get happiness. As simple as that. For example, if I'm trying to take advantage of my wife, trying to use her for my some personal thing. Let's say I don't want to do certain thing. Let's say let's say I have to put the clothes in the washing machine, or I have to dry the clothes in the top, or I have to bring the clothes, or change, or do some domestic stuff at home. If I'm not interested to that, then what I'll do is I'll put a reason, and then through that reason, I will use her, stating that, oh, I have this problem, I have that problem, I cannot do this, cannot do that. Or we might say that I have some office work, I have this, I have that. Now she can no, she can accept that through the relationship, she can accept. And she will do that. But the heart, the person who told that, he will not be happy. Because what is he missing? The servitude is missing. That means, please understand, this servitude is very practical in our day-to-day life. The moment we begin using the other person, you remember yesterday Madhu Krishna Prabhu was asking, oh, if you are a devotee, then others will use us. How do we understand that? No, I mean, before even coming to the state of devotion, if you're thinking like that means we don't put that next step. That means Yetamam prapadyante tamsada bhajameham. That means we always have this is kind of an insecurity feeling, which not just to one person, it is a general strategy. Now, why a sadhaka is not attached to a sadhu? Because he thinks that the sadhu will take away everything. Actually, that happened. I'll give an example. I remember one senior Vaishnava telling to me, is a is a real thing which happened. I don't want to tell the name of the organization. It's not our organization, some other organization. Oh, their husband and wife, they were actually looking for a child, but They went to different Devi Devatas temples, different place, but no luck. They tried so many things. They went to different doctors, no luck. And then they found this so-called spiritualists telling that we will help you through this. Then they started, those so-called spiritualists, they're very nice with them. They were good with them. This personality, they were so attached to them. They were connected. They developed a relationship. They gave a lot of money. They gave this, that, thinking that they will get a child. They spent so much. They gave so much. Lot of money, lot of time, lot of energy. Just a lot of things were spent. And at the end, they didn't get the child. They became frustrated. Even through that, they became atheists. Means there is no God. Because everyone is a cheater. Because I have cheated. That person is a cheater, is a so-called spiritualist, but he cheated us. And then later on, this Vaishnava was sharing this, though they know this family. I was trying to tell, trying to preach them Krishna consciousness before. So he knows them. And later on, this he has seen those couple and then started talking to them. What's happening? What happened to you? Why are you so morose? Why are you dejected? And why are you not having faith in the instructions of the Lord? Then he asked them the reason. Why are you like this? Then those couple they said, you know what? After all of these things we were asking, where is the child? Then those so-called spiritualists they said that you treat us as your children. You treat us as your children. They were not convinced with that answer, so they left. So why I told this is, in this also there is servitude. What is that? The couple is actually serving the spiritual persons. They're doing as a service only. They gave their money as a service. They gave their property as a service. Hmm? They spend their time as a service. But if we actually closely observe on this, they're doing all of these, but the motto or the intention behind all of this is to get a child. You see the root. Please understand. Please try to understand the root. What is the root here to get a child? See, to get a child or not, that is based on your karmic reaction. No, sometimes by the blessings of the Vaishnavas or by the prayers of the Vaishnavas to the Lord might grant a child, even though as per the karmic reaction, the child is not supposed to come to them. But Lord might grant because of the prayers of a Vaishnava. Not talking about that. We are here in this case, the so-called spiritualists are not real spiritualists because they are running behind Dana Jana Sundari. Because they are looking for name, fame, profit, adoration, so many things. Kanaka Kamini Pratishta. So they are wearing the dress of a spiritualist, but they are not spiritualists. Okay. That means even if they pray to whomever they believe, that is not granted because their heart is not pure. Their heart is not good because their intentions are not right. And by the way, if these many years they didn't had a child, that means in their karmic reaction, the child is not there. They do not understand all of these things in the details in the background. But if you see, the root is what to have a child. Just like Chitraketu Maharaj. What is the root? He has to have a child. Nardmuni told, Angiramuni told. Nardmuni did not tell. Angiramuni told. Angiramuni told that this is, see, the purpose of this life is not to have a child. Millions of lifetimes we had children. This is not the purpose. If Lord gives you, that's well and good. If the Lord doesn't give, that's also well and good. But that is not the purpose of this life. He's telling, but he's unable to understand. Just like these personalities, they're unable to understand. Now, this Vaishnava is trying to tell, but they're not unable to hear. They're unable to hear because The Lord or the God, whoever is He, they're simply telling this. Whoever He is, if He is there, then He should give us a child. This is another adamant nature. See, service is there, service factor is also there, but the root of the service is to have, they have some want out of this. Please understand. That's why to understand pure devotion is not easy, because Jiva has so many things in his heart. He keeps so many things in his heart. He comes here sometimes, he goes away. Again, he does so many things in this world. Again, he comes. Again, he is here. Hears. He goes away. Because the jiva, his jiva is actually struggling in different ways, different means. So it's not that easy. Likewise, to tell them that to have a child, just a Chitraketu Maharaj, he didn't realize. Just please try to understand. By the mercy of Angira Muni, he had a child. But if you actually see, the root is not Krishna. Because the root of that service should be the Lord. Should be the Lord or the Lord's representatives. Both are absolutely perfect. But if it is something else other than that, then there is a problem. Because that thing is not connected to the root. Because, for example, if a sadhaka is worshipping the acharya, trying to serve the acharya by following his words, that is as equal as doing deity worship to the Lord. That is as equal as doing even more. Personal taking personal association of the Lord. There's no difference in that. Because Krishna, he himself, he says that I am always with my devotee. That means when we are glorifying or worshipping an acharya or spiritual masters, who is there? Krishna is not there with them. Krishna is there, and Krishna is very pleased with that also. That means all that service which are given to the spiritual master, where it will go? It will go to Krishna. Just like a manjari serving another manjari, what is that service? Where is that service going? Is it not going to Krishna? Is it not going to Srimati Radharani and eventually to Krishna? It is going. Don't they know? They know. Because Krishna is sitting in the heart now. He knows everything. But that service, when that service is not connected to the root, this is where the problem comes. Because when that service is not, because if you see, every person is serving the other person. Some way, shape, or the form, husband is serving wife, wife is serving husband, wife is serving the children are in turn serving the parents, father is serving his father is accepting the service. One is doing the service, other person is accepting the service. That means there is servitor, there is service to a person. Because if you actually see in all these things, there is a person. If you see honeybee, they carry the pollen. Through that carry, what is happening? It is helpful to create the fruits. Through the air, the pollen is carried. Honeybee carries that honey. What is he doing or she doing? Service, na? Some way, shape, or form, everyone is service. Everyone is doing some service. There is nobody in this world who's independent without doing any service. But the problem is, the service is done, but the service is done in an imperfect way because it is Urdhva Mula Madhusakana, it's a reverse. Urdhva Mula Madhusaka, 15th chapter, sloka number 1. But the Lord is very clearly mentioning that the attachments of this world are the ones which are connecting or binding us here. Now, through that attachment, the person is doing service. Now, why husband is serving wife? Attachment. Or why wife is serving husband? Again, attachment. Is that not good? It is good on the material plane. Why not? It is good to sustain the family. Why not? It is good to maintain the family. Why not? Everything is there because if that is not there, then there is no existence here. Please understand, everyone will become robots if there are no service factor. There is no service factor means there is no doubt it's a temporary relationship. There is no relationship to be established. That means that service is so prominent here, which is very clearly Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the service factor is so important. What is it cultivating? It is cultivating the connection where the Lord is telling if the material attachments are removed, then the real service begins. If the material attachments are not removed, then the service will be on some other plane. It will not be in the real plane, which is spiritual. It will be on some other state. No. We see Vibhishan doing service to Ravana. What is he doing? Vibhishan is telling, oh my dear brother, why are you behind? Why did you? This is not good. Bringing Mother Sita here. You should go and surrender to Lord Ramachandra. Otherwise, he will devour you. No, he's clearly telling. What is Vibhishan doing? Service. And see his service. His service is in alliance with Lord Ramachandra. It's not an ordinary thing. That's why Vibhishan received rewards later. No, he became the king later. Why? What did he do? He did a service. Was he expecting anything? Was he doing the service so that he wants to become a king? No. No, please understand this. Service means it's on a selfless plane. Srila Prabhupada, unlimited service. What is that plane? It's completely on a selfless plane. What is that evolving, or what is that doing, or what is that giving? It just gives unlimited happiness. And the person who is actually doing the service is not looking for that happiness, but that happiness is coming naturally. That is a reward which is given by the Lord. Just like Vibhishan received the reward of what? Reward of service, because he did a service. And the Lord is reciprocating according to it. Now that process is very, very vital, dear devotees. Because this service is on a selfless plane. But the service which we discussed at the beginning, that is not on a selfless plane. That is through the material attachments. That material attachment is called as raga. Urdhva Mula Madhashaka. Krishna says that one should cut to that material attachments. When that material attachment is cut, then what happens? He is elevated. If the material attachments are not cut, he is not elevated. He is there only. If these material attachments are not cut, what we will do is, even after coming to Krishna consciousness, we will bring that Krishna to here. We will bring that Krishna to our material attachments. Just like Ravana was, he bought Mother Sita. Now Mother Sita is the epitome of service, and she has to be served. But this person, what he wants to do, he wants to enjoy. He is trying to get happiness through that enjoyment, not through service. This is what bringing the Antarangika Shakti. She will never come actually, as a foolishness. She will never come. So it is Ravana's illusory state thinking that he can enjoy the internal energy of the Lord. That is never possible. Likewise, when the sadhaka, without cutting out the material attachment, when he's trying to bring Krishna into one's life, what is that? This is this kind of activity. That's why the sadhaka will never get happiness. That's why the sadhaka will never relish. So that's why what sadhaka has to do, what Lord has told, he should do that. Uddham Mula Madhavashaka. That means he has to cut, when he cuts that nonsense of material attachment in this world, then what happens? Then the real service comes. If the material attachments are intact, and then the connection is there with the Lord, the connection will eventually purify. But the problem is, before the connection purifies, we might lose our body, or we might change our opinions. Because what is the big deal here about this? We can change opinion just like that. Prabhupada was mentioning, right, a couple of days back, we're discussing, right? What was he mentioning about Sanatan Dharma? That means there are religions. Oh, one day a person is Hindu, other day he will become a Christian. If the faith is changed, then he will change. Then he'll change his dress. It's no big deal to change a dress. It's no big deal to change this from here to there. Because the faith is not strong on that. The faith is chanchala. Chanchala hi mana Krishna. Mind is always chanchala. That means the faith which we cultivated can be diminished within no time. And all this Krishna consciousness will be shown as an illusory state again. Because of lack of faith. Please understand. That means the illusion will show the reality as illusion. Because of what? Because of these material attachments. The material attachment, what it will do? It will pull. What are those material attachments? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Because pure devotion is not even liberation, it is on top of that. Dharma swanasita pumsam vikshokshena katasuya. Notpadete regam shamayevi kevalam. Bhagavatam says, if our so-called prescribed duties in this world is not allowing us to do Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, if it is not allowing us to do that, then whatever we might be a CEO or a director or this, that, or a vice president or a president of anything, that is of no use. Because what is that? Because that's all material attachments. Because this material attachments is, dear devotees, if material attachments are so deep or so absorbed in the consciousness, then how the servitude will come? That is why Krishna is telling one should cut. Asanga shastrena dradena chitva kama krodha tata lobha tasmadetam trayam tejet. Asanga shastrena dradena chitva. Asanga is what? Through asanga. Asanga means unwanted association. Asanga shastrena, it has to be cut off with a firm determination, dradena chitva. Because if this thing is not cut off, then what happens? Kama, krodha, tata, lobha. These things have to be tejet. These things have to be given up. Tasmad etam trayam tejet. These are the three gates which leads to hell. Trividam narakasyedam dvaram nashanam atmanaha. Kama, krodha, tata, lobha. Tasmad etam trayam tejet. Trividam narakasyedam. What are the three gates which leads to hell? Kama, Krodha, Lobha. This comes through material attachments. Now, through these material attachments only, Ravana wants to enjoy Mother Sita. Please understand. That means through that illusory state, he's thinking that he's superior. It's like a conditioned soul. He's thinking that he's superior. That's why he wants to enjoy this dead matter. What is this? What is here to enjoy? There's nothing here to enjoy. It's all dead matter. Because through that enjoyment, what is happening? The servitor is missing. Because if you see, dear devotees, the husband serving wife, that is also for enjoyment only. Or wife serving husband, that is also for enjoyment. That is also through material attachment, on material plane only. Every person in this world who is doing, it's all on the material plane. Because it is either helping his sustenance, livelihood, or it is giving some kind of happiness on a material plane. Now, through that also, Prabhupada is telling that is also an imperfection in service. It's a perverted reflection of service. What is the real service? Real service is to please the other person. You remember we discussed that, right? Father having the child, what he will do? Will he try to enjoy the child or will he try to serve the child? Will he try? He's trying to serve the child. He's not taking advantage of that child, rather, he's serving that child. He is a real father. Na? What is he doing? He's serving the wife. He's not taking advantage. That is real service. Because, dear devotees, he can only do the service if he's out of this plane of material attachment, which is raga. Please understand. If the sadhaka is not outside that plane, then he cannot serve that child. He'll do just raga only. Through that raga, his heart will not be satisfied. Because servitude only comes when he understands the root. Because if you see, we had the discussion, right? The person they're serving the other person because the root is what? To have a child. Arey, that root itself is wrong, beta. That root is not connected to the root. That so-called root is an illusory root. Now, arey, without a sanction, actually, do we really know what's happening? A husband wife come together and there's a child. I have no idea. They come for some kind of happiness, some kind of sense enjoyment. I'm just talking. I'm not talking about Vaishnavas who come together for doing samskara. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about general sustenance of this world. This is how Maya works. They both come together and then they have some enjoyment. Now out of that they have a child. For some they will have a child, some they will not. But who is giving the child? Now, who is giving the energy in that meal? Krishna is telling, I am the source for that. He is the strength in the meal. As simple as that. Lord is telling, I am the source for that. That means Lord is giving that. If the Lord sanctions, then there is a child. Now that's why so many problems they do with this. In India, 20 years back, it was not like this. So many fertility centers. Every street there's a fertility center now. So sad. Because the husband, they're no more, because they all eat unwanted food. They have unwanted relations before marriage. They are not pure. Then after that is all through all this karmic reaction. Now after 35, 40, they want to have a child. Do they get a child? They don't get a child. That's why they go to fertility centers. Because the food which they eat, that is also not good. Not impure. Because when everything is impure, how is that? How the jiva will go in that? It has to come through the rain. No, it's all through pesticides, whatever everyone is eating. How that will manifest? This is becoming very, very difficult. To have one child is a great. Second child is difficult. Nobody is doing that. Oh, one is only enough. Whereas they're unable, they're not capable anymore. Please understand, the Kali is progressing. Now, after 200 years later, I think everything will be this norm only. Because nobody will get children naturally. It's increasing. It's increasing. Why? Because they're forgetting the root. They're thinking that they are the root. Up until 30, they're not getting married. There's a problem. The girls are not getting married until they are 30. Is it not a problem? They have to have children in 20s, 22, 23, they have to have children. But 22, 23, they are going to US. They're studying. They're working for 5, 6 years. Then they are getting children. And after that, will they have children right away? No, they have to go to honeymoon for 2, 3 years. They have to enjoy, to let loose the senses. Then after that, they plan for children. They're not getting the children. See, so much Ugra Karma. Why the child will come? Why the Lord will send the child? Is it not Ugra Karma? Where is the service? It's all enjoyment. There's no service. Because every one person wants to use the other person. If the person wants to use the other person, where is the question of service? Using one person for the other person's benefit. Where is the service? It's like animalistic life. So many fertility centers. Even in small towns, so many fertility centers. There were no centers like this 10 years back. It's a fact, dear devotees. So many problems. Why? Why these problems are coming? Material attachments. No service factor. Please think about this because it's important. Sanatana means eternal. Eternal means eternally we are doing service. Please understand. We are not. What is the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Service. We are asking for service. Oh, my dear Lord, Hare represents the Lord, internal energy, Srimati Radharani. Krishna is Krishna, who is Supreme Personality Godhead, who is all attractive. Rama is a reservoir of all the opulences, spiritual opulence, spiritual ecstasy, spiritual energy, spiritual strength. Rama, Balarama, Rama, Radha Ramana, Rama, Lord Rama. They're all Rama. They're all reservoir of the pleasure. They give the pleasure. Radhika Ramana. So this Rama is the epitome. No, he gives that bala. What are we asking? Please engage me in your service. Please give service. Please give service. Please give service. That is the whole point, right? That is the whole point of chanting Hare Krishna. We don't chant Hare Krishna so that our anarthas are removed. We chant Hare Krishna so that we want service. See, removing our anarthas is what? Again for what? Again for service only. Simply removing anarthas is what? Okay, your anarthas are removed. What do we do? Sense enjoyment. Service. If the service is not there, obviously we'll do sense enjoyment. Now I'll tell an example on this. One day there was a strike. Suryadev had to stop. As a charioteer, Suryadev is always circumambulating the charioteer. There's service, doing service. The driver was also given a break. This driver, at the moment the break comes, he will immediately check the cell phone. And then he goes to Indraloka. There's a game going on. It's a nice program. There's a dance going on. There's Somaras also. And this person would go there. Now to go there, they have to have a female body. So he takes a female body and then goes to participate. So he's going, participating. And then Indra was so happy seeing her, or a new person. So Indra had a child in her womb. The person comes back. And then Suryadev will call him right away. Come fast. Then he was dejected because, he did that act. You see, the service factor is missing. The moment service is not there, what happens? Sense enjoyment comes. So this person, he comes back again and then he's like very dejected, the driver of Suryadev. And then he says, what happened? And he tells the story. Then he says, show me also the form. Then he shows the form. Then he also has a child. There's two child now. There's two children were sent to the earthly planets. And then again, they're continuing their service. Now, why am I telling this is they're continuously doing the service. The moment break comes, what are they thinking? Something else other than that service. What is opposite of service? Sense enjoyment. Na? That means even when we are alone, we should think about service. This is what Srila Prabhupada taught us. This is what our spiritual master is teaching us. Remember, our spiritual master is never alone. It's never alone. Some service or the other is doing 24 hours. Never alone. I've never seen him alone since many years. That is their nature. They're never alone because they know this material nature very powerful. Now, they're not doing that service because material nature is powerful. They are doing this service to establish a deeper relationship. This is this is epitome dear devotees. That means this service, if you are convinced that we have to do service eternally, means don't we have to do service now? Sanatana means that which is eternal, right? If something which is eternal, what do? We do it continuously, na? So hearing about the Lord, remembering of the Lord, doing some service is continuous. This is all service only. Service. Shravanam is not service. Service. Kirtanam is not service. Service. Smaranam is not service. Service. Doing a service is not service. Service. Chanting of Hare Krishna is not service. Service. Everything is service. Going to office, working, that will also become service. If you are working for the pleasure of the Lord, that means 9 to 5 job will also become service. When we are working that 9 to 5 for the pleasure of the Lord, that means we are not the center in that. We are doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. Because everything belongs to Him. Nothing belongs to me. A sadhaka has to realize this. Otherwise, this sense enjoyment will never go from the heart. Because the moment service is gone, sense enjoyment comes. Because people are gratifying the senses so much. Now, eventually, they want to have children. They're not having children. We don't know they're carrying children. Whose children are, whose son, whose daughter, we don't know. Society will become like that in future. We don't know whose children is he. It's a problem, na? Is it not a problem? Just see, just removing that Krishna from the center, what is happening to this entire world? Just to remove the Lord from the center. Just to removing the words of the Acharya. We are putting the words of the Acharya aside. What is happening to this world? Urta Mula Madhavashaka, the material attachments are pulling this Kali, dear devotees. More and more you'll see this world and completely changing. So degrading. Do you want to come again into this material world, dear devotees? Take another mother's womb? Do you want to come again? Or go to hellish world, hellish planets for some time and again come back? Again take birth in this so-called America. This is another disgusting place. Nobody goes there actually. Just telling you. Why? Ugra karma. But India is great. No. India is also like that. Every place is like that now. If the Lord is not there, if the acharyas are not there, if the acharyas' words, instructions they are not there, it means Urdhamula Madhavashaka. It's in the opposite direction. It's not in the right direction. That means the service factor is gone. Ravana was being told again by Vibhishan, again and again. He is not hearing. He simply wants to enjoy. That enjoyment is dominating. This is called as material attachment. Krishna says this has to be cut down. In chanting of Hare Krishna mantra also, tend to not have complete faith in chanting of Hare Krishna mantra and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It's a tenth of it. Very, very difficult to come out. So be very, 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 very careful about this. Hare Krishna. So slowly but steadily, you should try to understand that this is the essence of everything we are doing. This is the essence. The more we aspire for this consciousness, the more we'll develop it. I think my battery is running out. Anyone would like to add anything before I quickly get the battery charger? Like to speak anything on this? It's very important, dear devotees. This is how the Sanatana Dharma is established in our heart. The servitude. When we are more and more grateful, the service will manifest. If we are grateful in this life, at least next life we will do some service. This is how I think. That's how we should think. Because what can we do? Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yam
Krishna.
yam va. Yes, yes, yes. Bhaswati Amma, please tell.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Actually, today, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Today, the topic, Prabhuji, actually, I had a question on the same subject matter, what you describe, and Krishna's mercy. You analyze the topic, Prabhuji, because I have, I want to differentiate between, the name of Krishna consciousness or Krishna, and then I'm thinking like we are doing service, but some situation happens. I feel like it's more like my own sense enjoyment rather than doing service. And now, the name of service, on Krishna's service, I feel like I'm doing more of my sense gratification.
So I'll
So,
tell something here on this. This is it goes in the this is in very internal. So I'm telling. For example, if a devotee comes and tells, Prabhu, you lead the kirtan, then the person who is leading the kirtan, he's enthusiastic at that time. And then after his kirtan is done, no, when other person is singing, the person who has sung, he will leave that place. Because he doesn't want to do the chorus. He wants to lead.
yeah.
That means what is he doing? That means why this question will never come. But the question it has to come. When I am leading, I'm chanting nicely. But when I'm not leading, why am I not chanting? Or why am I not opening my heart at that time? That means the opening of that heart at that time while I'm leading, that is something. Now, when I'm not leading, that is something else. That means what am I doing? I'm doing it for me only, not doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. This is so called service. This is not pleasing the Lord. This is, I am doing this for myself. Janasya mohayam aham mameti. That means the consciousness that me, I am there in that. For example, if other person is leading, the mind will tell, you know what, that person should have told me. I should have led the kirtan. I should have sung. Or I should have given this class. Or I should have spoken that. I should have discussed this. I should have told that. I. This I, the moment, the more the I is there, it's like Ravana. Is that not I? He wants every woman in the world. I. He already has thousands of wives. He's not satisfied. He wants more. Kamesha Krodesha Rajo. This I is actually prevalent in this entire world. In every step, nook and corner, this I is there. It's very dangerous because the servitude is not there now. When the service is not there, this I is prevalent. Very, very dangerous actually. And nobody understands this. We stay in the moment only. But we don't understand. We don't understand. Or we don't understand why the happiness is not coming. We're thinking that we are getting some happiness. Now the preacher who's actually telling the class, because he'll sit in the Vyasasana, You sit on a higher platform. Now he will give nice class, katha. Do you see? Does he hear afterwards? For example, if another person, a superior Vaishnava came, will he hear attentively? If he hears, that is well and good. If he doesn't hear, then there's a problem. This is how we need to check our consciousness. This is not trying to put anyone. We are checking our heart, Baba. We are seeing our heart because there's so much pollution here. I remember my spiritual master. He's giving classes since 18 years every day. He tells me every day I check this in the heart. Am I familiar with this? Am I doing this out of my am I thinking that I'm superior? Or am I doing it as a service to my spiritual master? What am I doing? Why am I sitting here? And he depends every day to speak. He's depending, he's praying. Mukam karoti vachalam. What is that? It's a prayer. Oh, dear spiritual master, please help. I cannot chant. I cannot speak. We cannot even get up in the morning. If we die in the night, can we get up in the morning? We're getting up in the morning. That means Krishna sanctioned, Krishna accepted us. He's giving us a chance to become a devotee. We could have died in the night only, but we woke up. That's a blessing. We don't see that because karta, this aham, when aham is there, we don't see that. Oh, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Because we know in the heart what are the answers. If you are very sincere, we know because this Shravana will help, will find us these anarthas from the in the heart. Anything is happening, the moment we are feeling center, the moment we are feeling that we are great, the servitude is gone. Even if you are doing service, the service will not be accepted. Are gopis, they were thinking that Krishna is with us. Krishna immediately left. Is this not an example that what Lord is expecting from us? Wow. Immediately Krishna left that place. He did not come. That means he's doing with that gopis means he's expecting from us also that same thing. Just to show purposes, we should be very down to earth, very down to earth. Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they put straw in their teeth and then they offered prostrate obeisance to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They put straw in the street. Everyone is telling that we are great devotees. But my dear Lord, we don't know who we are. You give mercy. Through your mercy only, we can move forward. This is the consciousness in the Goloka. This exalted Vaishnava Acharyas, they teach us that every step on. That's why we need to develop nice relationship. So when we have that, we will understand, I'm nobody actually, I'm not a devotee. Who is telling me as a devotee? He should not tell me as a devotee. Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they walk from the hot sun in Puri, Jagannath Puri. It's burning, their feet is burning because it is mid-hot, na? Because they don't want to walk closer to the temple because if people would see, Are, their devotion will be decreased by seeing me. This is their attitude. They'll become papi. They'll sin will incur by seeing me. That's why they go from far away distance. What is this? What consciousness is this? They're direct manjaris. They're showing what consciousness we should aspire. Descended from the Goloka. Very important. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Amma, you're saying something. I wanted to share this in between. Please tell.
Oh, Prabhuji, yeah, it's the same topic. It's connected everything. So Prabhuji, sometimes situation comes and it's unavoidable sometimes. But I'm not that strong, Prabhuji, in my consciousness. So I feel like my consciousness sometimes polluted, like with some situations when it comes in the form of like preaching or Krishna consciousness. So how can I avoid those things, Prabhuji? when I feel like my consciousness is degraded.
The consciousness is down. We should always remember our spiritual master or acharyas. They will uplift our consciousness right away. We'll discuss about that more in detail. When the consciousness is dawn, how do we take it? How do we accept that state? How can we rejuvenate? So otherwise, Krishna consciousness will backfire. Yes, but we'll definitely discuss on that. The consciousness is down. How do we uplift it? Great. Thank you. Anyone else? I don't know. My tab will, it might go anytime. Anyone would like to add anything? Otherwise, we'll hand it over to Amshilas. So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
very much, Prabhu, for the most beautiful topic on service and the satisfaction of the self on doing that service, doing it for the pleasure of the Guru, pleasure of Krishna. So, and beautiful question by Mataji. Yeah, I just wanted to share that service gives not only gives satisfaction but gives encouragement also. It inspires a lot. It's a commitment. It's if you take it seriously for the pleasure of the guru, it becomes a commitment, and it inspires a lot. Though in sometimes when I'm low or so forth, but it reminds me, oh, there's a service, so I have to I have to be a, otherwise it's down. So it inspires too, Prabhu. I just wanted to share.
Definitely, service inspires us. Service motivates us. If it is on a personal level, definitely it will keep us moving. Not just moving, it will give us a lot of it will share a lot of reciprocations. We will feel the presence of the Lord. We'll feel the presence of the spiritual master and the acharyas.
Yes,
Uh,
Prabhu.
it
And it
is
should
so
be
it is so
given,
important.
right, Prabhu? Sorry, please go ahead.
No, basically the service has to actually the service is also in different levels. There is service in presence, there is service in separation. So we'll discuss that because in separation the service is more intense, and that's why developing that relationship is very very important. The more we develop the relationship, the more we understand, the more we feel their presence. Just like if you see, if the husband goes away from the home when he is recently wedded, our wife is always feeling the presence of the husband. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? They do not have any cell phones those days. She's always thinking about him. She's cooking, she's eating, she's always thinking about him. Because his husband is not there. Her husband comes again, comes back. And she doesn't run. Those days, there's this joint family, right? So they don't run, and they don't embrace, Uh, but this just by seeing, she's happy, he's also happy because it's joint family. That's how they're trained, And in separation, just continuously thinking about that. This is only on a material plane. But what to speak of Sanatana? That means what am I saying? It is material plane. It's only through these bodies. The moment these bodies are vanquished, that means the husband will be some other, the wife will be some other. There's no connection after that. But what we are discussing is Sanatan, means eternal. Eternally, we are doing service. That means eternally, if a person is in separation, eternally he'll do that service in separation. Srila Prabhupada, his spiritual master left, but he's serving in separation. 45 years he served his spiritual master, and after that, he met his spiritual master again in the spiritual world. Union. So it's a very, very intricate subject. And, and how do we come out of the difficult state and reinstate into a natural state of Krishna consciousness? We'll discuss that tomorrow. And
Sure, Prabhuji, thanks.
that comes through deep relationship.
Sure, Prabhu, thank you so very much. Want to hear more.
Actually, everything is there in relationship, Amma. If you realize this, Krishna consciousness will become a joyful process. Everything is in relationship. Because if you see in the spiritual world, it's a manifestation. Arey, it's a name, Goloka. Krishna named expressing his relationship to mother cow. Go is what? Go, cow. Cow loka is a loka of cow. This is Goloka. That is where he lives. That means he's showing his love as an expression. Oh, he's my devotee. You know, he gave me so much pleasure, so much happiness. I'm putting his name. That's all. This relationship, na. See, Lord can be happy, but he wants relationship, na. That's why everyone came manifested. Srimati Radharani, all the internal energy, Tulsi Marani, all the gopis, sakis, manjaris, gopabalas, cows, peacocks, everyone is relationship, na. Krishna wants to have relationship with everyone. The loka also creation. People who do not want relation, they have another place also, Brahman. You go there. No relationship, go there. There's no complete light, go there. People who are fed up of relationship, they go there. So that's also a relationship. Now, Krishna out of relationship is only giving to everyone that you go there. So service. God is doing unlimited service. It's just asking to us to reciprocate. Please reciprocate. Please reciprocate. Yetamam prapadyante tam sadeva jamah. I'm available. You come to me. He's telling us, dear devotees, these are all personal invitation. This is the Lord's personal invitation to every jiva. He's extending that relationship. He's very loving Father. Krishna consciousness is not a dry philosophy, dear devotees. It's a rejuvenation. It's an experience. Arjuna received that experience. Krishna gave him that special eyes to see the universal form. It's an experience. It's a give and take. Hare Krishna. Thank you. I think I'll stop here. Anshila Prabhu, please take out the call. Sorry if I caused an inconvenience through my words. Please excuse me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for today's class. Wonderful message about service without any ulterior motives, service just to please. Thank you. Today we will sing a bhajan.